Welcome to OOTO-TV, the out-of-the-office investigation from the past into the future of health. This time we're discussing lifestyle strategies for living a healthy, long life. Hello, everyone. I'm really enthusiastic about digging into this today, exploring how the choices we make day in and day out can genuinely sculpt our future.
Absolutely. It's such a critical topic. And when we talk about lifestyle strategies for living a healthy, long life, we need to be crystal clear. These are fundamentally personal choices, things you decide every single day. They're not just vague suggestions.
No, exactly. And we can say with real confidence that these lifestyle strategies for living a healthy, long life exist to significantly impact your health and longevity.
That's right. It's not just about tacking on more years, is it?
No, not at all. These strategies can genuinely extend your life and your happiness.
Spot on. Our investigation today will show how lifestyle habits, diet, sleep, and exercise strategies can rehabilitate and extend your health. We're going to look at some, pretty compelling evidence.
Evidence that lifestyle for long life requires a routine circadian rhythm with regular diet, exercise, and sleep. It's all connected.
And it goes even further, doesn't it? Beyond just the physical.
Definitely. We'll also explore how lifestyle strategies for living a healthy, long life include continuous learning, passion for a project or purpose, community, and possibly pets, plants, and relationships.
Yeah, the social and mental aspects we're drawing on, medical research, dietary studies, comprehensive lifestyle reports, trying to give you that holistic view.
Get ready for some incredible takeaways. Okay, let's start with the foundation.
Right. Personal choices and being proactive.
What's fascinating right off the bat is genetics. You hear so much about it.
You do, but the role it plays in lifespan, it's surprisingly small. There was that landmark 1996 Danish twin study.
Ah, yes, I remember that one.
It basically established that only about 20% of how long a person lives is down to genetics, just 20%.
20%, so that leaves a massive 80% up to our lifestyle and environment.
Exactly. It's such an empowering thought, don't you think?
It really is. It means so much of our longevity is actually within our grasp, within our control.
Totally. And it brings us back to that core idea. Our daily lifestyle strategies for living a healthy, long life are these personal choices. And they exist to make a real difference.
Okay, so if we have that control, how do we use it proactively? Health checks seem like an obvious starting point.
One of the most straightforward strategies, absolutely. Early diagnosis is just critical.
Critical for preventing disease, slowing down age-related decline.
Think about it. Catching something early can make all the difference. A complete annual physical, blood count, metabolic panels, thyroid panel.
Nutrient deficiency tests too, right? Vitamin D, B vitamins, iron, magnesium.
All foundational. And look at the stats: prostate cancer survival. Almost 100% if caught early.
But if it's detected late, stage 4.
Drops to about 31%. It's stark.
Wow. And the same logic applies to colonoscopies, annual breast exams, mammograms for women over 40. Absolutely
compelling cases for all of those. They save lives.
And now things are getting even more interesting, aren't they? With the rise of direct-to-consumer diagnostic tests.
Yeah. Companies like 23andMe, Nebula Genomics, Thrive.
Offering relatively low-cost ways to look at your genes, your epigenome, even your gut microbiome.
It allows you to get really personalized insights, maybe spot genetic mutations you weren't aware of, and then take proactive steps.
Which raises a really important question, though. How do we balance these DIY tools with actual professional medical advice?
That's the key, isn't it? Smartwatches give us heart data. Mole checking apps might help with skin cancer checks. Sleep trackers monitor rest.
They're fantastic tools for awareness.
Definitely. But it's vital, absolutely vital, to talk to your doctor, your healthcare provider. Make sure these tools fit into your overall health plan.
Right. They complement, they don't replace.
Exactly. And don't forget the simple things, like the bathroom scale. Obesity is a huge independent predictor of disease. Basic monitoring still matters.
Okay, so that's the proactive side. What about the things we need to stop doing?
Kicking the bad habits. Probably one of the most impactful shifts you can make.
And top of that list has to be smoking, right?
Without a doubt, cigarette smoking is just the biggest no-no for anyone seeking longevity.
The stats are staggering. It causes, 90% of lung cancer deaths?
90%. And 80% of all other pulmonary diseases. Plus, it bumps up your risk of coronary heart disease and stroke 2 to 4 times.
And cancer risk overall.
Increases it at least 25 times. Statistically, smoking literally shaves 10 years off your life. I mean, just wow.
10 years. That's incredible. Okay, what about alcohol? That one seems a bit more nuanced sometimes.
It is, yeah. You hear about red wine in moderation, maybe some positive effects on Cardiovascular health, brain health, metabolism, maybe.
But the overall picture.
The overall consensus leans towards all alcohol, even red wine, potentially shortening your life, especially heavy or regular use.
Damages the liver, the pancreas.
Causes high blood pressure, raises heart attack and stroke risk, messes with your immune system.
And potentially even early onset Alzheimer's.
It's linked. It's a real eye-opener. Even just excess drinking can mess with your blood sugar, make you hungry, lead to overeating.
So the advice is really minimal.
Pretty much. Stick with maybe a glass or two of wine over a whole weekend, at most. The potential damage just doesn't seem worth overdoing it.
Gotcha. And then there's the other big one, sugar.
Oh, sugar. Probably the most under-recognized killer of the lot.
It's everywhere, isn't it? Especially in the standard American diet.
Absolutely loaded. Cereals, baked goods, soft drinks, obviously, fast food. So many processed foods have it hidden in there.
And the long-term effect of all that excess sugar.
Well, over time, it just wears out the pancreas, or your cells stop responding properly to insulin.
Leading to insulin resistance, metabolic syndrome.
Exactly, which ramps up your risk of cardiovascular disease or diabetes, and obesity, often linked to high sugar intake. That alone can cut life expectancy by 5 to 20 years.
5 to 20 years? That's a massive impact on your life and your happiness.
It truly is. These aren't small effects.
You're listening to OOTO TV with research by author Paul Bulow.
Now, connecting this to the bigger picture, a lot of these insights, especially around diet, come from studying the blue zones.
Ah, yes, those 5 regions where people seem to live incredibly long, healthy lives.
That's right. Okinawa in Japan, Nicoya in Costa Rica, Ikaria in Greece, Loma Linda in California, and Sardinia, Italy.
And the key is not just longer lives, but healthier lives.
Right.
They're thriving into old age.
Exactly. They overwhelmingly live to be 100 or older, but with vitality.
And what's really amazing is they're not doing anything super complicated, are they?
Not at all. They don't count calories, they don't take loads of vitamins, they don't weigh their protein grams or read labels obsessively.
So what is their secret?
It seems to be largely down to their food choices, often locally sourced, overwhelmingly plant-based.
And incorporated into recipes that have been passed down that actually taste good.
Time-honored recipes, exactly. It's a sustainable way of eating.
So that primary guideline, a plant slant.
Yeah, that's the term. Basically aiming for about 95% of your food coming from a plant or a plant product.
So lots of beans, greens, yams, sweet potatoes, fruits, nuts, seeds.
All those things. Whole grains are key too.
And meat.
Very sparingly. No more than twice a week. Small servings, maybe 2 ounces cooked. Often it's for celebrations or just to add a bit of flavor.
And not just any meat, right?
No, they tend to favor true free-range chicken, family-farmed pork, or lamb. Definitely avoiding processed meats entirely.
It's a completely different approach to protein than many of us are used to.
It is. And what's fascinating is this idea of perfect protein pairings.
Combining different plant foods.
Right. To get all 9 essential amino acids without needing large amounts of meat or eggs and avoiding the associated fat and cholesterol. It's clever, really.
Let's talk about some of those super blue foods. Beans seem central.
Absolutely the cornerstone. Eaten daily, maybe half-cup servings, and that alone is linked to reducing the risk of dying by about 8%.
Just from eating beans regularly. What else?
Leafy greens are huge. Spinach, kale, chard. Essential for cognitive function, heart health, bone strength.
And nuts.
2 handfuls a day. Linked to reduce risks of type 2 diabetes, heart disease, some cancers. Walnuts seem particularly good for healthy aging.
Okay, these are really practical takeaways. What about oils?
Olive oil, especially that green extra virgin kind, is a powerhouse. Increases good cholesterol, lowers the bad.
I read that in Ikaria, something like 6 tablespoons daily cut the risk of dying in half for middle-aged people.
That's the finding. Incredible, isn't it? Other key foods. Oats, barley, which is highly correlated with longevity in Sardinia, and just a wide variety of fruits.
What's the Blue Zone take on dairy?
Generally minimize cow's milk and its products. Our systems often aren't really optimized for it. Lots of unknown lactose intolerance.
Plant-based milks are better alternatives.
Excellent alternatives. The exception seems to be small amounts of fermented sheep's or goat's milk products, like full-fat, unsweetened yogurt. Those are different.
For pigs.
They eat them, but sparingly. Maybe 2 to 4 times a week, usually as a side dish, not the main event.
And importantly, from free-ranging chickens.
Crucially. Which means the eggs are higher in omega-3s. It's about the quality.
Okay, back to sugar. How do the Blue Zone centenarians handle it?
drastically differently. They consume maybe 7 added teaspoons a day, max.
Compared to the American average of, what, 17?
Yeah, it's a huge difference. They consume sugar intentionally, like for a special occasion, not just habitually because it's hidden everywhere.
Honey preferred as a sweetener.
Often, yes. And sugary sodas, completely avoided. This makes a massive difference in preventing diabetes and obesity.
It adds up. What about grains? You mentioned whole grains.
Hugely important, especially things like traditional sourdough bread made with lactobacilli.
Because the fermentation helps.
Exactly. It lowers the glycemic load of the meal, makes it easier on your pancreas compared to refined white bread. Healthier.
And it's not just what they eat, but how, right? Cooking at home.
A cornerstone of daily life. You control the ingredients, the portions, plus the act of cooking can actually be stress relief.
And sharing meals.
Builds those vital social connections we'll talk more about, and often promotes healthier eating habits too. Community is key.
Finally, what do they drink?
Simple rules: water all day, coffee perhaps at breakfast, tea in the afternoon. Green tea is great for heart disease and cancer risk. Herbal teas like rosemary and sage have anti-inflammatory benefits.
And red wine.
1 to 3 small glasses, often with friends and meals, maybe around 5 p.m. It's about moderation and that social connection again.
And definitely no soda pop.
Never, ever soda pop. It all paints a picture, doesn't it? How lifestyle for long life requires a routine, circadian rhythm with regular diet, exercise, and sleep.
You're listening to OOTO TV with research by author Paul Bulow. Okay, let's shift gears to movement, another absolute pillar.
Totally non-negotiable. And our sources really hammer this home. Lifestyle, habits, diet, sleep, and exercise strategies can rehabilitate and extend your health.
The official guidelines are pretty clear too, aren't they? The physical activity guidelines for Americans.
They are. They state very clearly that moving more and sitting less have tremendous benefits for everyone. No ambiguity there.
But again, looking at the blue zones,
Yeah.
they're not all marathon runners or gym fanatics, are they?
Not in the way we might think. They live in environments that constantly nudge them into moving naturally.
Like how?
Gardening, walking, doing house and yard work without all the high-tech gadgets. Movement is just woven into the fabric of their day.
It's not a separate scheduled activity, it's just life.
Exactly, making activity a natural part of your existence.
And the health benefits are just immense. Better bone health, weight management.
Improved cognitive function, reduced risk of so many cancers, better brain health overall, less anxiety and depression, better sleep.
And even a single session can have immediate benefits, like blood pressure, insulin sensitivity.
On that very day. It's quite remarkable.
So what are the actual recommendations for adults?
Generally, aiming for 150 to 300 minutes a week of moderate intensity aerobic activity. Think brisk walking.
Or less if it's vigorous.
Right, 75 to 150 minutes of vigorous intensity activity, plus muscle strengthening activities, hitting all major muscle groups on 2 or more days a week.
And for older adults, there's an emphasis on balance, too.
Absolutely crucial. Multi-component physical activity, mixing balance training with aerobic and strength work. Things like tai chi, yoga, even walking backward or dancing.
Helps reduce falls, improves function, maintains independence.
Hugely important for quality of life.
But here's the kicker. Despite all this evidence, adherence is still pretty low, isn't it?
It is frustratingly low in the U.S. Only about 26% of men, 19% of women, 20% of adolescents report getting enough activity.
So why? If the benefits are so clear, why do we struggle so much to integrate movement?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Maybe it's not just about individual willpower.
You mean systemic factors?
Perhaps we need more focus on public policy, creating environments, built environments, social environments that actually support active lifestyles, making it easier for people to just move your way.
Making the healthy choice the easy choice.
Exactly. A collective effort, not just putting it all on the individual.
Okay, let's talk sleep. You called it our superpower.
The sources certainly do, and the data backs it up. Getting even 1 hour less sleep on a single day can increase your chance of a heart attack by 24%.
Just 1 hour.
And consistently sleeping less than 7 hours a night. There are over 15,000 studies linking that to major problems.
Coronary heart disease, stroke, asthma, diabetes, kidney disease, depression, high blood sugar.
All linked, ultimately leading to a shorter life. The evidence is just overwhelming. Sleep is non-negotiable.
So if we need at least 7 hours, we should probably aim for 8 hours in bed.
That's a good rule of thumb, yeah. Gives you buffer time. And simple strategies help. Sleep in total darkness, keep the room cool.
Using sleep trackers can help too, right? To monitor quality.
They can be very useful for understanding your patterns, definitely.
And diet comes back into play here, too.
Absolutely. Certain foods can help. Fatty fish, dairy, kiwi, tart cherries, berries that can provide melatonin, which regulates sleep cycles.
Fiber-rich foods, too. Beans, oatmeal.
Yep. And protein sources high in tryptophan, like poultry. They're associated with better sleep quality. And key nutrients matter. Magnesium, vitamin D, iron, omega-3s, manganese.
It really shows how interconnected everything is.
It does, and reinforces that idea that lifestyle for long life requires a routine circadian rhythm with regular diet, exercise, and sleep.
Good sleep hygiene is key then, like switching off screens before bed.
Definitely. Disengage from electronic devices 30-60 minutes before bed, and having consistent bedtime and wake time, respecting those natural rhythms.
Okay, finally, let's touch on the mental and social side. Chronic stress.
A real age accelerator. No doubt about it. Keeps you in that fight or flight mode.
Pumping out adrenaline and cortisol.
Right, which damages blood vessels over time, raises blood pressure, increases heart attack and stroke risk, suppresses your immune system.
And actually accelerates aging at a cellular level by shortening telomeres.
Exactly. It reduces important protective proteins like clotho and shortens those telomeres, the protective caps on our chromosomes, faster aging.
But the good news is we can counteract this with things like mindfulness meditation.
Yes. What's fascinating is that practices like meditation can directly combat these effects by stimulating the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest system. This reduces blood pressure, slows the heart rate.
And can actually increase telomere length.
Studies suggest it can, showing reduced cellular aging in potentially just 3 months of regular practice. It's powerful stuff.
And it's not just meditation, is it? Gratitude, optimism.
Research shows they offer real longevity benefits, too. Optimism alone is linked to an 11% to 15% longer lifespan.
And volunteering, giving back.
Older adults who volunteer for 2 or more organizations have a 44% lower chance of dying early. Purpose matters.
Which brings us to that huge insight from the Harvard study of adult development, nearly 80 years of research.
And the #1 predictor of long-term health and happiness wasn't money or fame or IQ or even genes.
It was relationships, close relationships.
Spot on. People most satisfied in their relationships at age 50 were the healthiest at age 80. It's profound.
It really drives home the message. Loneliness kills.
It's considered as powerful a risk factor as smoking or alcoholism.
Which perfectly reinforces that broader view. Lifestyle strategies for living a healthy, long life include continuous learning, passion for a project or purpose, community, and possibly pets, plants, and relationships.
Connection, purpose, engagement, they're not optional extras, they're fundamental.
Okay, let's try and pull all this together. What an incredible exploration.
It really is. And the overarching theme is clear. Our daily choices have immense power. We established right at the start that maybe only 20% is genetics.
Leaving that huge 80% to us. Which makes it undeniably true that lifestyle strategies for living a healthy, long life are deeply personal choices we make constantly.
Exactly. And we've seen how these strategies really do exist to significantly impact your health and longevity and ultimately extend not just your life, but your happiness too.
We started with that foundation, being proactive with health checks, using new tools wisely, but always with professional guidance.
And crucially, shedding those really damaging habits. Quitting smoking, gaining back that potential decade, limiting alcohol, tackling that pervasive added sugar.
That sets the stage. Then we looked at nourishing ourselves, inspired by the blue zones.
That plant slant approach, focusing on beans, greens, nuts, healthy oils, whole grains, cooking at home, sharing meals.
Moving away from processed stuff, embracing whole foods. It's a real shift in philosophy.
It is. And then movement, so crucial. Whether it's structured exercise or just building more activity into the day naturally.
Our bodies are designed to move, and the benefits are just huge, reinforcing how lifestyle, habits, diet, sleep, and exercise strategies can rehabilitate and extend your health.
And we can't forget the superpower of sleep, non-negotiable for repair and clarity, getting those 7-8 hours.
Alongside cultivating mental resilience, mindfulness, gratitude, optimism.
And nurturing those vital social connections. Remembering that loneliness is as harmful as smoking. It all weaves together.
It really highlights how lifestyle for long life requires a routine circadian rhythm with regular diet, exercise, and sleep. It's not just one thing.
No, it's a holistic approach. They're all interconnected, reinforcing each other, a virtuous cycle.
And the message is clear. Lifestyle strategies for living a healthy, long life include continuous learning, passion for a project or purpose, community, and possibly pets, plants, and relationships, enriching all
Well,
dimensions.
as you listening reflect on all this, think about the agency you have.
It's not just about adding years, is it?
No, it's about adding life to those years. These strategies aren't just about preventing disease. They're about cultivating a vibrant, purposeful life full of connection and vitality.
So the question really becomes, what kind of future will you start building with these insights starting today?
You're listening to OOTO TV with research by author Paul Bulow.